Hey everyone, how we doing? Whoa, sorry if I scared you. I came in a little bit hot there. Um, yeah, it's been a big weekend. What's up, CJW Prostar, Blunderbutt, fantastic name. Hey Pi, how you doing? Good to see you. Tresco, Yum Gum, hey Hydrax, g'day. I know you're from Aussie. How you doing, mate? Mustard G9, how's it going? Hi Tanner, Marmotika, how you doing? Maddie saying you bought the game. Yeah, there are some queues right now. Refunded the game. Get it later on down the road when everything is working better. Yeah, I mean, woof, woof. I mean, I woke up and we had Shroud streaming this morning. Shroud and Lyric, and then boom. It's kind of crazy. Lots of big names gaming. Yeah. I thought today what I'd do is I would jump in. Sorry, my microphone's coming in really hot today. What has changed? I'm not entirely sure. But if it's like sounding terrible, just let me know. What's up, Tic Tacs? How you doing? Never refund such a game. Yeah, but I understand. You know, some people aren't patient. They don't need to be. If they want to refund and come back, that's absolutely their prerogative. So one of the things we are doing in a patch that's coming very soon is that we will be doubling the AFK timer. So that's one thing that's going to be changed around a little bit. Why is my microphone coming in so hot? Anyway, I'll just let me know. We can fix it if we need to. Kia ora, Uni Bubbles. How you doing? Fellow Kiwi, probably, maybe. I do not know why my microphone is coming in way hotter today than usual. In any case, I'll just bring it down a notch. That should be a little bit better. Okay. Will we be adding more tanks and healers soon? Yes. How's it going? Oh, we're in the dark. So I'm just gonna jump on for like a couple of hours today to hang out and play some video games. It's been a crazy busy time. I've been in a bunch of calls this morning, but we're doing good. So let's jump over here to make sure I don't AFK because, as you know, that queue is quite long. Lots of huge popularity, so good problem to have. Tic Tac saying it's actually quite amazing to see where this game is going, and I'm quite excited to see what's there to come. Yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot lately. It's been like, yeah, kind of mad. Fellowship popping off, Lyric and Shroud streaming. I know. So I actually, it's funny. Someone in chat was like, "Whoa, Hamish has been following Lyric for 10 years." they checked like how long following. I actually first kind of crossed paths with Lyric back on the Division 1. We actually played that game together when we first launched the Division 1. So I'm hoping that I get a chance to play Fellowship with him sometime soon. That'd be fun. So what I thought I'd do is hang out with you today, do my little bit for the tank queues, and just probably get through Cithrel's a few times, 3 or 4 times before I have to get back to doing my other things. I'm sure people are going to pick Cithrel's, but I'll pick whatever. Healer wants to do it. Alright, I'm down. Hey, Rick and Atori. Yeah, I did work on the division. It's true. Must be good seeing your game pop off like this. Well deserved. I mean, I just really, the kind of next thing for us to do is just work on scaling. We're doing a lot of stuff on the dev side to just, you know, make sure that we get it all working. I don't actually know, Danny J, what YOLO mouse is. So that's something I would need to look into. If it's a question, like if it's a questionable third-party tool, I don't know. I mean, if it traditionally is like an issue with easy anti-cheat, I would say stay away from it. Yeah, this is one of the things that I really enjoy about where we are with the game, right? Like, obviously, we've had a lot of teething issues with server stuff. It's understandable. Doing this part of game dev is really, really difficult. But for all intents and purposes, the kinds of feedback that we're getting are things that are relatively simple to work on. There's a lot of quality of life features that people have been asking for. You know, small things like, you know, on the voting screen, could I see my current dungeon rating for whatever dungeons I'm in? It's like, yeah, of course. We are working on the game, and we will absolutely be adding a lot of these things over time. There's balance coming. You know, we've even talked about, you know, Helena needs a bit of a buff, and there's going to be lots more coming there. Drolsim, so we have a patch that's likely coming out on Wednesday morning Swedish time, I think, and that's going to double the AFK timer. Curious when the next cosmetic skin drop is happening. Oh, you're already wanting more cosmetics? I mean, it's coming. We have a looking for group channel in Discord, unless that's been removed. Chat. It might not be in your channel list by default. You might need to add it. If a skin looks cool, I'm buying it. What kind of skins would you like? What's up, War Metal? I'm glad you're enjoying the game. Shiny skins. So we're also, I think, going to be doing the first grant of trims based on leaderboard positions happening on the next patch. So that's going to be interesting. What we'll do is we will take these golems. I'm just gonna do this. Okay, we got this. What does trim mean? So there's a trims sub-menu when you go into the cosmetics window. I don't know if you've seen that. Right now you should have iron and copper unlocked for you, but all the other ones are related to leaderboard positions. Okay, I mean, that's interesting about YOLO mouse. I don't think it's going to be an issue as long as it's, like, not traditionally an issue with easy anti-cheat. I mean, I don't see a problem with it. How can I see my teammates' names above their head but not mine? So right now we don't have, like, friendly nameplates. That's one of the things on the list to add. Oh, someone's gonna butt pull it. This dungeon took our team 90 minutes as we were undergeared and didn't know the boss mechanics. Yeah, but isn't that kind of fun? You know, when you're like figuring stuff out for the first time and like, you know, it's... I don't know. I kind of love that part. I'm gonna drop this over here and then get away from it. Oh, that's not it. That's it. Yeah. Yeah, okay, cool. Oh no, they dropped that in the middle. I guess it's fine. Oh no, still we shouldn't take it. This is bad. Yeah, Sylvie got nuked hard there. Don't leave it there. Oh, okay, that's fine. We're learning. Don't stand next to it. Okay, we're just gonna park it here. And then now I'm kind of locked in. Yeah, Adeus is gonna leave it there. Ah! Yeah, that's why I like to do this boss first. What are those pools on the ground? So when you take that soak, you have like a timer where you have to drop it somewhere. Once it's dropped, they'll do like, I think AoE tick damage. So you don't really want to space them out. I'm sure there's people that have better strategies than I do for it, but if you space them out too much, you'll end up with no really good options for places to stand. Oh. So I'm gonna wait for Adeus. Can he go? It's okay. User a div? Yeah. So I work as the community director on this game. My name's Hamish. I really enjoy that I get to work on this game that I absolutely love. Wait, the little void zones tick AoE damage? I'm pretty sure they used to. This is also the problem with having worked on the game for so long. There's so many like mechanics that used to be in there that I'm unsure now if they do. And so there are people who are like, yeah, that's not how it works anymore. Yeah, they do less damage than the big puddles? Yeah, that's true. Oh, I should really pay attention. I love what you do for the community, Hamish, but I'd like to ask, what is your role in the fellowship team? Sorry that I don't know. So, no, you don't have to know. That's absolutely fine. Oh no. So I work as a community director, but we're such a small team that like, that can very quickly become not a great explanation of what I do. So I kind of work as the primary contact with the publisher on things related to marketing and branding and these sorts of stuff. And mostly because that's also part of my experience in the past. Yeah, we don't have a community team per se, so it's mostly me, and then I work very closely with Brad from the Art Games team, who's our PR contact. Everyone kind of has to do a bit of everything, you know. I don't like doing the big pull. Okay, got value there. I don't know that it's a good idea though. Oh no. Rookie Chapmarian, Trash Furry LGBT game. Are you okay? I will gladly give you a hug if that's something that you need. We need an unsheath button. I know, right? Game's unplayable. Honestly, I get really happy when I see feedback like that because it's stuff like that that just, you know, goes to show that if that's the feedback, we're in a pretty good spot. Do you guys plan to add casual stuff like fishing or cooking eventually? I think it'd be cool to have like stuff to do in the stronghold that's just for fun. Game sounds Tolkien but doesn't look it. Is there a connection? No. It was actually only originally intended to be like an internal dev name, Fellowship, and then we just actually couldn't think of anything else that made more sense. It was the best name for the game. Mod supported? No. No add-ons. No external add-ons. We're doing all of that ourselves. So you'll never have to update anything. You'll never have to worry about any of that. I know this is mostly PvE, but any chance for arenas PvP? It's one of those things that, like, we don't have any plans for right now, but, you know, we've said a lot that we're making this game with and for our community, so if it makes sense at some point. Oh, my bad, my bad, my bad. PvP makes no sense, I think. Yeah. I agree, but like I don't also want to say that like we are so rigid that we would never think that we might not be thinking of something with our game, right? We'll do whatever is best for our game at the time. The thing that shocked me, because I used to like PvP, like do arenas and stuff in WoW. When I worked at Blizz and saw the numbers of how many people actually PvP, actually do arena and stuff, it's shockingly low. So, I mean, we don't know how our game will adapt over time, but, you know, we'll get there. I would think PvP would mess with hero balance. That's the thing. It's like we're a small team. I think the thing that's really strong with our game is knowing what our premise is. And in that way, I want us to kind of follow the focus of the way that Valve and Riot acknowledged what was great about the MOBA premise and stuck to it. They were like, the map is the map, you know? They don't need to be like, we're going to add new maps or, you know, that sort of thing. It's singular, it's clear. I like that. As soon as a pet-based class gets added, I won't play another. Well, you know, these are the things that we'll be definitely adding over time. Focus on maps, heroes, and balancing. Yeah, so for us, it's simple. We are dungeons and heroes. You know, that's what makes our game singularly attractive. We're almost there. Like, I feel good about doing, like, a lot of Cithrels today. Just doing it, you know, getting gear, but also, you know, helping the tank queue. I know some people have been, like, maybe not struggling with Cithrels, but I think it's nice to just take it slow, help people out. Are you sticking with the small groups concept, or are raids also a thing later? Yeah, no, we're absolutely looking to do expanded group content. That's very exciting. Does this game have an internal life expectancy, or is this a project that is planned to be perpetual and ongoing? We've said that, like, and this is actually something the founders have said, Chief Rebel is the studio that we want to end our gaming career in. Okay, that sounds kind of dark, like, we're failed, so we're done. No, but we want to retire. When we retire eventually, okay, I'm saying it really badly. We don't want to do anything else or go anywhere else. So, want to make games here at Chief Rebel long into the future. I would love to see this game just continue to grow. This is where I use kind of the MOBA reference a lot. I think, you know, it's kind of the way that I see our progression. Helena is getting a buff, we just don't know when. Probably in a couple of days. There's a patch going to be coming out midweek. Game looks amazing. Will it have season cycles? Yes, our game will be a seasonal game. You guys do any sponsorship or similar to Twitch streamers? Yeah, we've had some sponsored streams over the past week. There's a few left that are coming. I think Aya and Kalamazi are streaming later today. And we had a two-hour sponsored stream segment with Max yesterday, and then he went on to, I think, play 6 hours, and then he's back today playing with Shroud. So lots of interesting stuff happening for sure. Oh, I have the Master Spell Trinket. I totally forgot. I got that in my last run. Oh, I'm so stupid. Are there more heroes coming before launch? Yes. We don't know exactly how many we'll get out during early access, but you know, we're working on it. Okay, that dispel doesn't work on the bleed. But I do have my battle res. Ooh. Oh no. I'm not gonna get it. Okay. Yeah, this is my battle res. Okay, yep, okay, team's getting it. I think you should just push the Helena buff tonight. Yeah, well, no, it's not happening. So we have to take the servers down to do that client-side patch. And there's a few things coming in there. I'll have a full list soon. I mean, I'll have a list that, you know, will show some of it. Yeah, we're not going to time it, but that's okay. So are we thinking Wednesday when you do the AFK buff? That's most likely. Sylvie's got a lot of boom shrooms. Okay, I'll get my ult again. And we got it. Yeah, so we would have got it in time last time, but just had a wipe, unfortunately. Nice. Use my battle res. Can you say how many heroes you're working on currently? I mean, we've got a couple that oh. Oh my god. We wouldn't have got it in time. We were so close. 99.46. I didn't catch it. My bad. Yeah. Silly Twitch, show me you were live 40 minutes later. Classic. Okay. Shoulders and chest, let's go. Oh. Okay, are we out? Are we okay? Let's see. I've been fiending for any game ever to bring me the satisfaction that healing and WoW does. Thank you so much for this absolute gem. I hope it succeeds beyond your wildest dreams. I mean, I'm very excited. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Hell yeah, how many heroes are we working on? So, so, I mean, we've got like a Miro board with like 40 design sketches on it. But, you know, there's a healer that I think might be one of the next ones. There's another hero that we're not sure is either going to be a tank or a DPS. Very cool. So we're getting there. I think we'll be getting really hard into locking down which of the next ones will be coming. So that's 1 new tank, 1 new healer, and 38 new DPS. Character-specific binds and action bars in the pipeline. There's so many of those kinds of things coming. I actually looked at... Okay, I'm not going to show this on stream. I'm actually just going to look at it before I see if there's anything relevant to have a look at. Just going to have a look at our project leadership channel. Andre posted a whiteboard photo. Top priority, bug fixes and balancing. Good. We like this. Okay, then those things aren't very interesting. There's one interesting thing that I'm probably not able to say yet, but it's going to be fun. I'll tell you as soon as I can, but it's not a today thing. But yeah, so a lot of bug fixes and balancing are the top priority, and then we're going to be getting into some really fun stuff. Hey Blaze TV, how you doing? Hamish, I'm so happy to see you. I know you from the Division, and I like you. I like you too. Glad to see you haven't aged. I was calculating it today. What did the Division came out March 8th, 2016. It's been almost 10. Wait, yeah, it's been almost 10 years. Crazy. Do we have a dot DPS yet? That would be Adeos. That's probably your best bet for a dot DPS. You guys should make a melee healer like a holy pal. We should, you know, we've got all sorts of stuff that we want to do. Okay, we got nice shouldies. You know what I'm going to do. So I've got obviously this like fancy skin on, but let's just go and have a look what I would look like if I wasn't wearing any cosmetics. Okay, cool. Gonna mix it up. When are we getting oceanic servers? So Risco, I mean, I would love them too. I'm in New Zealand. The thing is, we would have to see if there's enough demand for it, right? By my calculations, if we were to add oceanic servers right now, I would say the concurrency that we would have just on Oceania would be like 500, probably. And to run a server for that many concurrent users, I don't know what our burden actually would be. Like, how many do we need to be able to support? But we just need to kind of see how many users we would get. Already have a SA server? No. So we have Asia in Hong Kong, we have Boston in the US, and then we have Amsterdam in the EU. But over time, you know, like, look, if this game gets popular, we'll be adding. We'll get there. So let's, should we pump up the jams? Oh no, wait, hang on. So, is it worth trying to re-roll this? Do we gamble? Chat, do we gamble? I don't think we do, actually. I don't think it's a... I think we actually just... No. I think the actual play is scrap it, get the money, and just upgrade. I think. I think that's the play. Guaranteed power increase as opposed to not guaranteed. When is Necromancer coming and will it be pet focused? I mean, look, there's no bad suggestions. I asked about a Helena buff that then got a 2-minute ad. Did you say anything about it? Helena's likely getting a buff on Wednesday. Let me see. So, I also got a message from our game director. I'll see what is safe to kind of maybe hint at. AFK timer we talked about. Bug fixing. That's not interesting. That's not interesting. There's tank damage coming across the board, actually. That's kind of interesting. But Helena's getting a lot of defensive buffs. That's good. Nice. Okay, Helena's getting buffed. This is good. Why is the interest in the game so low in Oceania? Is that typical towards Western games, or is it gaming just not a big thing over there? No. It's just too early to tell, right? The market is just a whole lot smaller. What is this game? Is there like a video breakdown post or something? So I did a beginner's guide kind of video on our YouTube. If you look up Fellowship Game on YouTube. If you search Fellowship on YouTube, I mean, actually there's a lot of happening, so our SEO is better now. You might get a lot of mega churches. So if you're into that, that's cool. But, yeah. I would say on YouTube there's a lot of explanation videos. How often do y'all plan to roll out nerfs and buffs? Probably pretty often. That's the kind of thing we have to figure out as we go through early access. Everyone wants Cithrels. Let's do it. Is this PvP as well? No, it's not. Wuggies, I mean, I don't know yet, but like anything is a good suggestion. So we're predicting lots of things. Will that be the case during seasons 2? It feels kind of weird to have characters nerfed and buffed while trying to push the leaderboard, right? I mean, it depends, right? If it's just like We won't be doing general nerfs and buffs. We'll be doing like things if there's crazy outliers. But we'll be very transparent and kind of walk people through all of those things as we're doing them. Never having played WoW, this is a solid game and not too difficult to pick it up. Thank you for making such an awesome game. Lady Bun Buns, fantastic name by the way. That's I love to hear that. So that's one of the like main goals that I've had with this game is making sure that we understand that there are people that have never played a game like this at all. So want to make sure that it's welcoming and accessible for people like you. So very, very happy with that. That's cool. Are you guys hiring artists to do your 3D? Maybe. I mean, not yet. We haven't considered any of that just yet. We've got our core team. And we also do want to stay as like a small team. It gives us a lot of agility. But if we happened to have, you know, resources, it would be really interesting to see, like, you know, could we get another... Oh, I lost my cursor. I know that's a thing that other people have issues with as well. You know, more character artists and hero designers would be really cool. Game designers focused on heroes. Environment artists and level designers for creating dungeons. General game designers. That would be cool. Oh nice, we got a chicken. But we're not getting ahead of ourselves. Ooh. Okay, this is going to be rough. I wish I had my Master Spell Trinket for now. This is going to get really rough real soon. I want to pop like one at a time. Not getting ahead of ourselves. I mean, I mean on the development side. Any plans for Retribution Paladin style hero? It's my main, so I'm a bit sad there's no none in Fellowship. I mean, look, anything's possible going forward. You can have anything you want after I get my bard. Will there be an unbanned wave for people sharing memes yesterday? You mean on Discord? I don't know. If you share, like, really gross stuff, there's memes and then there's memes, you know? Like, people posting, like, Nazi ASCII art? Hell no. Like, I'm sorry, you knew what you were doing. Get the fuck out. That's ridiculous. You think it was justified? Nah. I mean, to be fair, I have, like, considered... I have received some DMs from people who were like... Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'll consider it, but like a mass unban wave, I mean, no. But if you like reach out and let me know what happened, I'll look into it. Buff, but mid-fight, please. I know, sorry. I'm reading chat as well. Just DM me, Extend on TV. To be fair, I know it's easy to get like caught up in like all of the like copy pasta stuff. And it's also hard for like us to kind of know where to draw the line, but you know it when you see it. Anyone who thinks it's like a good idea to like post dicks on our Discord, probably should rethink that. Oh no, Vigo's just standing in it. Like, it's a public channel. Yeah, it's a public channel, but like, it's a public channel that like, you know, we want people to have a good time in. Oh, okay. Because it's a public channel doesn't mean you can be a dick. Like we're totally down for like criticism and all sorts. Like that's fantastic. But when you make it like a bad place for our community to be, that's just, yeah, that's not gonna happen. So just giving them a few tips. You can whisper me on Discord if you want. Excellent. I appreciate you being reasonable, by the way. Hopefully I get the fracture on me. And I can pop those. Yep, okay, they got it. Nice. Nope, too late. Running out of space. Okay, 20%. I think we might be dead. I don't know. We'll do another explainer. You can soak. I can soak them all. I don't know that my. Anyway, I want to teach them the right way, but yeah, Diablo, that could work. Hi, Mad Renzi. How you doing? When did I leave Ubisoft? Renzi, I left Ubisoft about 3 years ago, almost 2.5 years ago. Don't be on me. Okay, if Vigor wants it, that's fine. Okay, Vigor got it. No, don't get it, don't get it, don't get it! Oh! No, Edelon Lurch. We're not timing it, that's fine though. I like learning, it's fun. Oh, this is a good one. Okay, we're dead. Oh. Alright. I couldn't convince him to stay. Too many wipes for my team. That's sad. But it happens. They did some learning, so they'll take that learning into the next one with them. Feels bad that I couldn't get them through it. When can we expect the next balance patch? There's some balance coming on Wednesday. So. Will this be a one-time purchase or will there be more to pay? Will there be more we will need to pay for later down the line. No, one-time purchase. Actually, it's 10% off right now. So this might be the cheapest you'll ever get it. Just saying. Just saying. Love the campfire respawns, makes the game feel Souls-like, very slightly. Well, I am a big Dark Souls fan. Anyone who's been here before knows that. And is Wednesday weekly reset like for trims? So, we haven't committed to exactly when our weekly reset will be. It's likely going to be, you know, a Wednesday kind of deal, but we're not entirely sure just yet. Any key giveaway happening soon? Maybe next week. Appreciate you interacting with the community. It's cool seeing leadership be so hands-on with the game. Cheers and good luck to you. Yeah, we're playing the game all the time. Is that Wednesday New Zealand time? No, that'll be Wednesday Swedish time, probably. Is there a plan to make the timeout longer? Just had to leave my computer for 5 minutes, came back to a 1500 key. Yeah, so on Wednesday we're doubling that. So you can soon do 9-minute poops and you'll be fine. Though if it's taking you that long, I have concerns. Yeah, conflictions, it'll be soon. Probably Wednesday. I'll let you know as soon as we've got all those details figured out. You like my UI? Candido. Yeah. I think I might still have it. Let me just check. I had it on here. Oh, I should just set a bookmark link for this. I think. Yeah. Here you go.
I'm just getting started.
How soon can we expect the new hero to come out? I imagine you got other fish to fry, but just curious. I don't know. Could be before Christmas, who knows? Don't know. Really depends on the next... I think in the next couple of weeks we'll be solidifying what the next few months look like. If that makes sense. Does the team try to think about ways to combat levers? Yeah, there's a lot of systems that we want to add, like, you know, maybe like a vote system, like if it's unanimous that people want to leave, that's fine, and you won't get like the levers buff. We want to add a levers debuff and those sorts of things. We want to make the game as wholesome as it can possibly be, so there'll be things added there for sure. Team wants to rock Cithrels. Let's go. I would like if people could be replaced after someone leaves. Great feedback. Are all classes getting balance changes on Wednesday? I think it's mostly going to be tank focused, to be honest. Obviously, we've been very busy with other stuff. How many dungeons are currently out now? 12. Who do I contact about name change? You can do it yourself. If you go, like, I think here, you can just... Oh. It's, yeah, in your friends thing. Game looks great, just wish I could customize my character's appearance. Yeah, that's not something we're going to be doing. That's a different game. Can you change how many times you want? Yeah. Change your name as much as you want. Thanks for the game, really. You're welcome, Sayis. It's honestly such a joy to work on this game. Very happy to see a dev play. One thing I love in player profiles in WoW is making some mobs' plates different color. For example, making castle mobs' nameplates blue, so you know who to interrupt. Any chance of something like that? Of course. These are all very important pieces of feedback, but they're very minor. Like, this is a great thing to have. Okay, so we've got our master spell that we can potentially do. I will do that after this pack. Don't want to forget. I'm saying it out loud so I don't forget. How many people work on this game? We're a team of about 35. So, small team, small indie team, which I think is really cool. Gives us a lot of flexibility. I came from like Ubisoft. I spent 10 years there, so globally we were 22,000. And before that I was at Blizzard, and that's at the time was like 3,000. Where's the studio from? So the studio is located in Stockholm, Sweden. I recently moved back to New Zealand from there. Dan, what did you work on at Blizzard? If you're okay answering. Yeah, I mean, I worked on the community and esports team back in 2011 to 2013. So a lot of stuff happened then. We launched Mists of Pandaria, Diablo 3, Part of the Swarm. We announced Hearthstone. Lots of different stuff happened. I was on the community team, so I was kind of just, across everything. Famous for his D3 appearance. Yeah, there is a... When I left, they were nice enough to put an NPC in Diablo 3 for me. You might have killed it if you've played that game. What? Who? Hamish the Madman, I think he's called, in Westmarch. He drops a book called, like, Ravings of a Deranged Mind or something like that. Act 1? No, Westmarch is Act... Is that Act 5? I don't know, it's been a while since I've played Diablo 3. Thanks, Astronice. Yeah, we're just so committed to making this game the best it can be. I'm really, really excited about it. It's been a long weekend. It's kind of, you can't really call it a weekend. It's just been like a double week. To be fair, I don't think I've had a weekend for like a month. It's just been like all the press interviews and that sort of stuff as well, so. Is there a way to put an icon on tech? Oh yeah, I'll do that right now. That's me. Are the visual bugs with Mara and Alarian getting touched? The robes passing out? Oh yeah, there's some skinning issues. Pretty minor. Okay, coming at us fracture. Yeah.
Bear witness to winter's wrath.
Just had to drop a nice there for him. I think we have the damage for it, it's fine. Oh. We got the damage. Oh. Dungeon journals will be really nice. So we already have the beginnings of a dungeon codex that's, you know, gonna get fleshed out. When working at Blizzard, what was the highest content you achieved? What do you mean? I didn't actually stay there very long. I was only there for like, I don't know, not even a full 2 years. Living in America wasn't really working out for me. Visa stuff and that sort of thing. So I moved to Sweden. I just told them they're on the stream. Minimap would be so pog. We used to have it, But it was like a really like early iteration of it. So we probably gonna remake it. Okay, it's only Dark saying, hello, Mr. Fellowship Developer. My girlfriend is wondering if she can have a big-ass witch hat in the game. So, we haven't talked about it much, because obviously it's been not a focus right now. But, I mean, Halloween is coming up. I'm just saying. Will there be seasonal events? Maybe. This rhyme's doing a lot of damage. Can you post your UI import? I did actually. Can anyone who happens to have that link still just repost it? Sorry, I'm a little busy. Oh, yeah, you can't. Oh, debated. Hang on, I'll do it. Alt-tab. Yeah, you can't post links. Sorry. Probably has to build in times, but do you plan to do something with early leavers at once outside of dungeon? Yes. Yeah. Oop. I'm playing so badly because I'm so distracted. Thanks, Sahal. Whoops. I think I need to rebind that. I have it on the... Actually, I think that bind might be broken. I think it's like double bound, so every time I'm doing my... Yeah, I don't know. I need to check that. Ah. Why do you call them dungeons if they are mostly located outdoors and in beautiful places? That is a good point. We should call them... I don't know. Sojourns or something. I'm playing so bad. It says I don't actually have threat on that one. That was not right, I don't think. What ideas do you have in mind for the game for the future? So we just really, I think the next kind of big thing to fix is like just adding a bunch of dungeons and heroes, to be honest. Keep it simple. Oh, that's lag. To be fair, I'm not playing on the most optimal server for me. Can someone get it? Oh. Oh, I didn't have my... Where's my stun? Oh, and it's 17 seconds left. Thought I had more. I'm not tracking my cooldowns all that well. Bashiri, yeah, if you stick around, I'm gonna just take a moment after this dungeon to just chill and chat with people. So I'd love to kind of talk you through it. Will dev streams be consistent and scheduled? Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. So right now it's very ad hoc, but I want to create a bunch of shows that will be a way for us to communicate with our players. I've got some ideas, so I mean, if you want to hear them, I will tell you. Chat, you want to hear like my dream content ideas? So right now, also keep in mind, it's just me on the community team, so it's going to be a lot of work for me, but I can do it, I believe. So what I want to do is like a 1 month dev stream that is like live, talking with the developers in Sweden. I'm in New Zealand, by the way. And we kind of go through, maybe do some live demos, talk about balancing that's coming up, really interview and, you know, let people know what's going on with the game. Then, so that would be once a month, live. I then want to do, like, the week after that, like a news show. So imagine that news show is like a 10-minute kind of quick digest of what's going on. Just, you know, hot topics in the community, things you need to know about what's happening this week, you know, any of the interim stuff that we didn't get to in the dev stream of the month, etc., etc. Then we'd go to another show the next week, which would be like a community spotlight, going over all the cool stuff that the community doing, because there's already so much they're doing. So I think fan leaderboard updates, crazy challenges, all the things that we want to highlight the community do. Then we go back the next week to the kind of news show, which ends up being like a fortnightly cadence, and then the week after we are back again at the monthly dev stream. How does that sound? Not like not like too much to do. And then also during the week, very casual, regular, just gameplay streams like this. Because I personally think it's very important for devs to be playing their game. I find that I'm better at my job when I know exactly what's going on, when I can empathize and understand the issues that players have. I think that's really important. Ah. I might need to teach my team how to mark targets. Oh, someone please kick it. Oh.
Twin souls untethered.
Did we get it? Did we get it? Keep the pull going. Oof.
Cross protect me. But still
This is not an easy pull.
the wind rises.
So I've got a few options when it comes to interrupts. I have my, obviously my kick, I have my stun, and I have my cyclone. But obviously those are higher cooldown. Oh. Oh, damn it. Can I get it? Okay, I'm gonna have to get it. Oh. Oh no! Damn, we're gonna eat the shattering barrier. We could time this still. We don't need to worry about the target marking for the last boss. Okay, gotta lock in. And then we'll hang out and chat about video games, I promise.
Tremble before my wrath.
Nice. They figured that one out. Gonna save my heal for when I really need it. Don't think I'm at risk of getting one shot here or anything. Ooh, my focus, my level of focus is going down. You know when you're like, you're on autopilot and you don't realize like, oh, actually I'm not actually thinking about what I'm doing, and not in a good way. Oh no! That was my bad. Come on, we got this. Oh no. Nice. My palm up time, I'm sure, is terrible. I never said I was good at this game. We still got it. You probably answered this already, but do you plan to enable us to choose, say, 1 to 3 adept as solo queue instead of gear level? Not right now, but we're hearing a lot of people's feedback on the system. You know, we're interested in kind of seeing how things progress. What are my thoughts on the current class balance? Honestly, I don't care about class balance right now. To be honest, like we've been so focused, like hyper focused on just game health that balance isn't really the most important thing in this game. Once we have everything absolutely cooking on server stability and everything, we'll be, you know, really tuning a lot of that stuff. That being said, we're already kind of tuning a bunch of that stuff because on Wednesday we have some changes to tanks. Real question, does Tariq have high skill floor to entry, or does he need buffs and improvements? Feel every time a Tariq is in my group, his damage is significantly less than the others, sometimes half with similar item level. Tariq's not easy. Tariq can be a tricky one to wrap your head around, for sure. Because there's such a huge variance in getting your rotations right or getting your rotations just slightly off. Changes to both tanks. I know you mentioned last stream Helena was getting buffed. Both are getting damage increases, and then beyond that, Helena's getting a bunch of defensive increases as well. Any thoughts on adding supplies to challenge runs? I mean, you can get like account-wide resources as a percent drop in challenge runs. But that's all kind of changed. I'm trying to remember what the current design is. I know you can get marks of fellowship. Can you get other stuff? Can you get the supplies as a percent chance drop? I can't remember. You randomly get them. Yeah, exactly. When's the balance patch due? There is some balance coming on Wednesday. So we got a duplicate master spell. We have boots that are not as good as mine. I kind of want a helmet. With launch, will there be a PvE storyline too? I suspect so, to level up. We're not going to have like quests and open world and that sort of stuff, so not like that. You do all of your kind of unlocking your hero toolkit just by playing the game in dungeons. So I don't think that that's what you were questioning about. There's not going to be like a solo single player quest line kind of thing. As a top 100 Helena TY for Helena buffs? Yeah. Nice. Just chill TV. Any potential on increasing party size for bigger group content? Yes. Can we get an option to disable the clink sound when using an ability that isn't ready? Oh, that's a very minor thing. Maybe. But yeah, tank's doing more damage. I think more people might want to tank. I mean, I don't think it actually changes the overall experience. But, you know, some people like to see on damage meters that they are doing more damage and that sort of stuff. I just want to clear dungeons, right? I don't care how we get there. Are there going to be penalties for leaving a group like a queue delay? That's something that I definitely want to add. I think if it becomes a calculation of like, well, I'm in a 10-minute adventure dungeon, like a single boss dungeon. Sorry, we used to call them adventures. I could eat a queue if I leave, or I could just finish this dungeon. I could maybe type to the people, be like, maybe on this pull, let's do this. Or, you know, just a little bit of patience, because you're going to complete it pretty easily. It's 10 minutes. If you're getting match made into it, you have enough item level to do it. That's just a fact. So, yeah. We need a way to mark players to never play with again. I mean, yeah. I mean, that would be great in the future. We're getting down into really detailed systems, though. Aloha. Aloha. You from Hawaii? That's awesome. Are there any plans to add more different trinket effects in the near future? Yeah. I mean, we'll be expanding everything in the game, for sure. Are there plans to continuously improve spell visuals, impact, and sound effects? Of course. Everything in this game is a target for improvement. We're in early access. Very, very early days. Will there ever be a PvP? We don't have plans for it, but never say never. Absolutely, Hamish. At the end, the fun and the clear matters, but makes more fun if you don't hit like a wet noodle as a tank. I don't know. I'm not really worried about how much damage I'm doing, as long as I can keep through it, which I'm not very good at, but, you know. It actually will have the impact of keeping more threat anyway. So I thought of it as a damage buff. I didn't think of it as a threat buff. That's cool. What's one thing you are most proud of that's unique or fun to the game? I like our interrupt markers. I think those are cool. I think I'm more proud of the fact that we are keeping a very singular premise. I think that that's very, very cool. I think it's going to be a huge win for us going forward. I kind of said this the other day, and I don't think people probably believe it yet. Maybe it's just because I'm getting carried away. But I kind of feel like what we're doing for... I truly believe this. I truly believe that we're treading a path for a new genre with this very focused idea of the gameplay. In the same way that Riot and Valve did for MOBAs back in 2012. I think that there was such a great response to an honest, clear game premise without a lot of fluff. And don't get me wrong, I love bigger games. I love big games. I play a lot of like Dark Souls. I recently played Last of Us, and like, I mean, it's those things are great. No, like, there's things that AAA can do that we'll absolutely never be able to do. But there's something I love about the clear premise. Ice Frog did it in 2003. Yeah, it's true. I mean, Ice Frog too. Kept doing it with Dota, right? I think we have an opportunity, especially as we increase specifically our hero pool. I think that macro player experience of a game like this with a hero pool of 20, 30, 40 heroes makes the proposition that people playing now, it will evolve so much and become this, I think, completely unique monster, which I love. So that excites me, especially when we start looking at things like multi-role queuing to kind of support that player dynamic of, well, you know, I have a favorite tank, I have a favorite DPS, I have a favorite healer. I'll play whatever, just put me in a game. That'd be sick. So I've already talked to some people about how we do multi-role queuing and that sort of thing. I'm just very excited about this game. I like it. It was a very easy decision for me to join this team when I heard about it. So I left, what was it, 12 years in AAA, 11 years, almost 12 years to jump on this. It was not a hard decision. I know you guys have had a huge focus on addressing the server issues, but is there still some of the team working on tuning and gameplay? Yeah, definitely. Not everyone's a server engineer, right? That's just true. There's a bunch of us that are sucked into that system right now. So, like, I'm not doing... A lot of the community stuff that I'm doing is related to those server things, so I haven't had time to kind of create a lot of other content and... you know, start designing new shows and that sort of thing. But yeah, there are absolutely people working on other stuff. Hi, will the Eldethi Prowler be available to get in the future for people who didn't get it? I don't know. Maybe in the future. Not considering that right now. But who knows? Could be possible in the future. Is there anything I can do with, like... I don't have any imbued mithril. I've got an arcane. Reforge an item using an imbued mithril to transform it into another item of the same slot type. I don't have the money. I don't even have the money for an unstable. Oh, rip. Did you expect the amount of hype? This is the thing. So Mod Liberty, like I said, I did a lot of like AAA game launches in the past. When you sit down and do those, you have a wealth of knowledge about what your targets are, right? You've released games before at either that company, with that IP, you know, I mean, even on like division at Ubisoft, we were the fastest selling new IP of all time. This is a fact. You can look it up. But, and that was more than expected. But even then, we still had barometers of success based on Assassin's Creed or other Clancy games, Rainbow Six, you know, Splinter Cell and these sorts of things. We don't have that at Chief Rebel. This is our first game. This is the first time Fellowship has been out there. It's a new IP. I did know that we were onto something special, but it's early days, so we'll see. Have you ever watched the GDC Chris Wilson talk? I have. I actually had brunch with Chris Wilson kind of recently, now that I'm back in New Zealand. So, he's cool. We actually used to go to the game dev meetups here in Auckland before I left the country in 2011. Did the game jam with him and Jonathan back then. Those guys are awesome. Really cool. Have you decided on a monetization model for future development? Will heroes be behind paywalls? No. Oh wait, so yes, we've decided, and no, heroes will not be behind paywalls. If you pay for the game, you get all the content. If you are worried about pay to win, that's not going to happen. I also hate time savers. I hate when devs say, oh, but you know, it's available in the game anyway. People can just get it quicker by paying for it. That's just dumb. I'm sorry. I'm not doing that. Hi, that random name is here. How you doing? Looks like a sick guitar collection in the background. Which one is your favorite? Depends on the day, honestly. Depends on the day. Can you explain what to do with gems? Have you seen... Oh, wait, I think I got a gem. I actually haven't been playing enough to unlock a bunch of gems, but didn't I get a gem? So you can see here, I got a small topaz as a drop. I can put that Wait. My color vision is not good. Wait, how do I do it? Should be this one. Oh, no, wait. I have to put it in a socket? I can't remember. It's different. Like I said, things keep changing. And usually I don't get to the point where I get to play a game this much before, I get there. I don't think I have anything with a socket. So then when you find something with a socket, you can put it in there. So once you put it in a socket, it will then register here. Do you think the volume pot on a strat is too close to the bridge pickup? I hate the position. It's very close. But if you want to do that like kind of fake volume pedal stuff, it's handy. Kid you not, I just got an ad, so I missed everything you said about the gems. So when you get, I just got my first gem drop, but I don't yet have an item with a socket. Once I start getting those, I will be able to drop that in a socket, and then you'll see that will start to present on the gem track. Is a character like Unholy DK from WoW planned? We have like 40 different heroes like just already sketched out, and like anything is possible. Have people been asking about controller support? It's something I'm very interested in. Yes. So I've talked at length about controller support a lot. I've made posts about it. I really want us to add it. It's on our list, but since we're a small dev team, we don't really have the bandwidth to divert people towards it just yet. I think it's really important for a couple of reasons. The main important one for me is accessibility. So sharing time. I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis back in 2014, and in the years before that, there were big stretches of time when my hands didn't work, and I couldn't play on mouse and keyboard. So I like got really into console gaming for a few years there. So I think for a lot of people, that's, you know, the only way that people can enjoy these kinds of games, and I really want to make sure that it's available to people. And then the other one is that, like, some people just love to play on a controller. They want to lie down, they want to sit on the couch, all of that sort of thing. I would love that. Then, you know, it opens up the door to, you know, if we solve controller support, is console in the future? I would love that. We're getting ahead of ourselves and that sort of thing. It's on the list. Outlaw Apex. We would love to do it. Would you ever make the game compatible with the Steam Deck? Yeah, those are things we'd love to do in the future. Does armor appear on characters or everyone looks the same? It appears on characters. So, if you go over here, you can use all these skins and stuff, right? But if you set it to no skin, it's going to show you what you currently have equipped. So, if you want to do that, you can absolutely do that. Let's just see what I'd look like. I don't want to be rude. I'm going to keep my pants on. But there. And then so you can see when I start equipping stuff, I look different. Cool. Thank you for showing. That was the last thing I needed to know before buying. We made a sale. Yes! Happy about that. Mako got some big old clomper feet? Yeah. Does more damage if they're big. So, very cool. I'm glad you're loving the game, Hapo Mare. It's been tough, honestly, this past few days. I think the game is doing so well, despite, you know, I mean, there's no excuse for it at all. And it hasn't been good, but the server issues we've been having, we've still got a lot to work on. But despite that, the game is tracking pretty well on Steam. We've been review bombed quite a lot. And I'm not saying that that's unfair at all. We are now... Oh, damn. Okay. I think because of the queues, we've gone under 80%. We were up at 84% a bit earlier, but, you know, it's understandable. I think without server issues, we'd be, like, yeah, overwhelmingly positive for sure. So that feels good. How stoked are you that Shroud and Summit are streaming Fellowship right now? I'm very stoked. Though it is adding to queues, we're looking to scale as much as we can as soon as we can, but we don't want to hurt the stability of the game. So it's just one of those things. We're doubling the AFK timer, so at least if you are in a queue, you'll be able to step away and not get wrecked as quickly as you have been. So, yeah. The Twitch skin for Helena is really cool. Oh yeah, I need to check. I know that I have Oh yeah. I'm seeing a lot of complaints about toxic players, like not being able to mute, people dropping out of groups with no repercussions, etc. Yeah, we so we want to add like penalties for leaving. We are also tracking chat activity, and we'll be looking to do some things with that in the future. So we know what you're doing. But yeah, this is the Twitch skin. This looks sick. Love that. Really cool. Any plans for PvP or raids? Raids, yes. PvP, no. But never say never. Thoughts on a self-draining healer? Damage to regain healer health to share to party members? I love that idea. Something vampiric, that would be fun. Or like occulty, where you have like blood sacrifice stuff, that'd be sick. Any plans to have dungeons larger than 4 players? Yeah. Very cool. So there was also the Alarian one as the Twitch drop. I haven't played them. Will raids be 8-player? We don't know yet. 8? 10? 12? Who knows? Have to see. 40? 100? 10,000? Okay, that's pretty sick. So trims will be coming soon as well. They'll be unlocked and distributed to people based on leaderboard position. You kind of like the Alarian Twitch skin better than the supporter skin? That's fair. Each to their own. So also, you know how there's this visual theme? Every hero will have a skin in this visual theme. So you might have seen that there's this one for Alarian. I think the Helena one is the same theme. Is that right? I can't remember. Yep, that's the same theme. Then I think... So we've got a lot more coming. I think Rhyme is the only one that has the, like, wild nature version. This. But for example, Tariq has the Void one, and also so does Ardeos. So you can see the similarities between this and this. Imagine every hero gets a Void Lovecraftian kind of thing, because that will happen. And those will be available for monetization coming in the future. Mara also, I don't think anyone else has this kind of temporal one just yet, but very cool. It's giving, you know, I like it, Mortal Kombat-y kind of things. She looks rad. Oh yeah, so this one I think is also the kind of wild nature fantasy that you can see here, the similarities. And those are the ones that line up. But imagine for each of these, everyone gets one. So like, for example, what does the wild nature one look like on Vigor? I actually showed some concept art of this in a early video. There's some really cool backpack stuff with the mushroom guy, a little mushroom guy sitting on his backpack. So, working on really cool stuff. Any new heroes? Not yet, but soon. We'll as soon as we can talk about them and maybe do some previews, we'll get to that. Do you need any 3D character artists? Not just yet. Hamish called the next tank a chill dude. I think that might have been a reference. I think I might have said that Alarian was a nice guy. So for the past months, every time you logged into like our dev builds, the bio just read a nice guy. Yeah. Will there be Oceanic service or just Asia? It really depends on demand going forward. It's too early to say. Guilds, I'm pretty sure we'll add something like that in the coming months at some point. Will our progress in early access be reset on launch? I think the best thing to do is to be very clear that we intend to reset people's heroes, but not reset everything you've earned through like cosmetics and when you unlock titles and unlock all of those sorts of things. Those are the things that will never be reset, even from early access to launch. But people will have to get used to those kinds of seasonal resets. Any plan to have a roadmap? Maybe not in the way that you're hoping. I don't like roadmaps. I've kind of explained before those reasons. We can kind of switch over here. I kind of feel like roadmaps have been leveraged for a couple of things that I don't like. The first one being that I think big video game has used them traditionally to justify a high box price when they don't necessarily have the ability to deliver. I'm not saying that they don't intend to deliver it, but I know that a lot of times I've seen roadmaps not being fulfilled. That bums me out, and I don't think it's cool. So that's kind of my first reason they kind of ick me out. The other reason I don't like them is more of a production reason. I think that it hamstrings developers into making decisions in the long term that don't necessarily fit the short to medium term. So for example, let's say I was to turn around and be like, we're releasing our first raid in 12 months. I'm not saying that's happening. But if I did say that, and 6 months from now we're like, oh, but there's this thing that if we delivered it right now, it would be so much better for the game. If we then focus on that thing and don't deliver the raids, even if that would be a worse decision for the game, then we're going to make a lot of people very upset. You kind of get what I mean. Don't clip it. If you clip it, make sure you clip that bit where I said it's hypothetical. You get my point. Most of the time a roadmap is just, hey, look what we didn't put in your game at launch. Yeah, that can be a shame. I've given that explanation a few times, so hopefully people understand. Why did you guys choose 2 DPS in a party instead of 3 or even more? Seeing history shows tanks and healers are always a lot less played. Having more DPS in one group requires less tanks and healers overall, making the queue times shorter. I'd need to kind of talk to some designers about it. It just felt better to us. I think the solution is more like, let's make tanking and healing more fun and less of a chore for people. I think that would be the solution that I'd like to provide, rather than like, hey, there's these roles that people traditionally feel like aren't fun. That's not cool. Let's make it fun, right? Let's try and solve the problem, than just avoid it. Make threat a non-issue for tanks? Well, then that's not fun either. It needs to be challenging. So what is a fun tank then? Neko's fun. I mean, Helena's fun too. But, you know, it's going to be like something we consistently work on. We've got to keep working on it. Is there a roadmap planned for the upcoming days and weeks? 100% focused on game health. 100. We're not focused on anything else right now. Once we've got the game like really cooking, super stable, we'll start to kind of talk about what will come next as a focus. When do we get the Lo-Fi Fellowship theme? I need to finish like recording a whole Lo-Fi Fellowship album, but I've been kind of busy. So that that one that's in the background right now was just a quick and nasty Ableton session that I didn't put much time into. Will route planning be possible in the future? Would be nice for new. Hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave the game because I'm just taking up queue space that I'm not using. Right now, there's also no queue on Europe. I'm looking at the. Actually, this might be out of date. I don't know if my Grafana is still accessible or if I need to get back on the VPN. The background music is yours? Yeah. How did people time an Eternal 21 out all of a sudden? They are gamers. EU no queue? Yeah. Can confirm no queue Europe. Yes, that's true. We are at 80% capacity on Europe. Because a lot of Europe has gone to sleep. So if you are in the US, your ping to Europe is not going to be bad, honestly. I've been playing on Europe from New Zealand. It's okay. Yeah. What's up, Exodo Plays? How you doing? How can we help? Harry Poker. You can queue as a tank. That'd be good. Are you continuously working on better routing and capacity for the servers infrastructure? Yeah. Yeah. It's 100% the focus for the team. Number one. Oceanic server when? When there's enough demand. Probably. Outside of technical issues, what would you say is the number one issue content-wise now? Outside of the technical issues, my personal feeling is that we have a lot to go in terms of UX. Communicating to players what they're doing, why they're doing it, how they get certain things. There's a lot of things to focus on there. Making sure that player flow is as frictionless as possible. For example, we were talking, not we the devs, we the community. I was talking with players yesterday about, do we create a separate queue for the capstone dungeons? Because people, when they want to do Cithrels to graduate, that's kind of the only thing they want to do, right? So, it's love your to-dos, man. Oh, thanks, Six Vibes. Someone was asking is that a dragon? No, it's actually from, I said I was a Dark Souls fan before. So it's this, I can't do upside down. There you go. It's a wolfie. Yeah, that's a good idea. So one of the reasons, the league system is really, it's one of those things. People have been asking about, can we individually matchmake for difficulties again, right? So people have quickly forgotten just how much there were complaints about queue times before. We used to have it so you had free choice. And queue times got blown way out of proportion because we had effectively, where we have 4 leagues now, 4 matchmaking buckets for leagues, we had 28, right? So you were, increasing your effective matchmaking pools by a factor of, 700%. That's going to impact your queue times drastically. So to keep queue times down, we implemented this league system where we had matchmaking buckets that would still intelligently matchmake people together who have similar item levels. And I still think that's the right choice. But there's definitely adaptations that we want to make to kind of continue to make that more frictionless. You just did this Cithrel's Fall for the first time today. Really cool dungeon. Nice one. Avos Hyogos. That's really cool. Any plans for stronghold activities, card games, fishing, housing with trophies with passive effects? Yeah, that'd be sick. You never aim to add raids, do you? Yeah, we do. Dural. Hello, I am new. Hi. Welcome. I'm Hamish. Nice to meet you. Can you tell me what the game is about and what is its selling point in your perspective? Okay. So we this game actually started out as a PvE MOBA. But we wanted to create something that was a very welcoming experience for that kind of dungeon running that we experienced in other games. You know, MMOs. It's got ARPG elements and MOBAs, but it was that dungeon running experience that kind of felt like the best fit for our game. Traditionally, that's been locked behind hundreds of hours of gameplay in those games. I don't know about you, a lot of times I don't have hundreds of hours to sink into games. I love big games when I have the time. It was actually one of the reasons that I went and stopped playing MMOs and went to Dota. Because I was like, okay, I got FOMO. I don't want to get behind the curve. I want to log in and not have to worry about grinding out gear. Give me a cool experience. That's what Dota was for me. So we're just creating this game to be welcoming for players who have never had that experience before, but also make it deep enough for players who love that dungeon running experience and want to get competitive with it to be able to push as far as they can. Is there any ETA for new characters and content? Ask me next week. Mega dungeons are also really cool, yeah. Is there already a full release date planned? Aristocrat? I mean, very tentative, right? We aren't locking ourselves into a hard date. We've said roughly 6 months, but to be honest, I can see that being pushed out based on community feedback and making sure that we, when we feel the time is right, we'll know. It's a car alarm going off outside. Sorry about that. When it's ready, one might say. Yeah, that's the main focus, right? Make the game good. That's the main thing. I don't know if that answered your question. I'm trying to find who the user was before. Dural. Dural, do you have any more kind of questions about kind of new players? Actually, so that's one of the things. We do have a tutorial in the game. If you've never kind of used the character cameras and controls type thing from an MMO, so you kind of know how to navigate, target stuff, use your abilities. That's all in there for you. We also have quick play mode. So if you have any anxiety around like, oh, I don't have enough gear, I don't feel like there's a space for me to kind of just practice, quick play is kind of the place to do that because your gear doesn't matter. So people can enter the game with hundreds of hours of gearing. They can go into quick play. You'll have the same effective gear as they do, which is nothing. Well, it's actually a 20% buff, but we don't need to get technical. You'll have the same gear. They will have unlocked probably more skills and talents than you, but as you go through quick play, you'll unlock your talents, you'll unlock your abilities. So we're going to drip feed those to you over time. I would recommend anyone who's starting out our game for the first time, just spam quick play. You'll unlock your whole toolkit. I would get all the way to the end of it. You'll actually get some free gear from doing that as well once you reach the end. Problem with quick play is you can't practice bosses with the new skills they get in Adept. No, that's true, but I would say the best player journey for a new player is pick a hero you like the look of, you know, something that you can connect with, whether that's a tank, DPS, or a healer. Find something that kind of you think might work for you. Do a few quick plays, but then maybe try out a few other ones, because what you'll do is you'll actually earn account-wide currency that you can use later on. You'll figure that out. So try out a few heroes before you feel like you're kind of going to dive into one. Once you are like, I'm obsessed with this hero, this is cool, blast through quick play as many times as you can to unlock the left side of your rewards tree. I wish I had the game still open, but I'd be using up a queue spot, and I don't want to do that. But you'll have a rewards track, and every time you complete a quick play dungeon, which should take about 10 to 15 minutes, you'll unlock either a new skill or a new talent. Sound good? Then you'll kind of get a lot of player power just from that. Heaps. It's like, honestly, just as, if not more effective than the gear you would have gotten. It's huge. So when you jump into, well, maybe you don't feel comfortable ever jumping into challenge mode. Like, you don't have to. That could be all the game is for you ever. You'll be able to unlock cosmetics and that sort of stuff. If you're having fun, you're having fun. That's great. If you want to jump into challenge at some point, if you've done all the things I just said, you'll be able to buy some starting equipment, you'll have all your gear, you'll have all your abilities and talents, and you'll have a pretty smooth onboarding into that challenge mode where you'll start to get better and better gear. Eventually you get to the end of that league, you'll get to a capstone dungeon, which will act as your graduation to go on to the next league, and more stuff will be introduced to you over time. Hopefully that makes sense. Would a tutor/newbie queuing option be considered in the future? Some people be real toxic to new players who just need help learning mechanics of a boss. I understand. Yeah, it's something that is a really good piece of feedback, actually. Nice one. The Dork Overlord. Oh my god! I remember your name from the Division chat. Is that you? Hello? Has it been almost a decade since I've seen you? Are you planning to increase threat for tanks? Actually, there's a damage buff coming to tanks, which I kind of initially thought, oh, it's a damage buff, but actually it's going to be a threat buff too. So yeah. Hey, Dork Overlord, that's crazy. Chrissy's, I have to say you are probably the coolest dev ever. Well, that's just not true. Thanks for listening to all of us. That's easy. I feel like listening's kind of the easy part and very important. It's really easy to show up. I don't know. I think a lot of the industry makes mistakes when they're like, oh, we should do a stream. When's a good time to do it? And they're like, we should do it when we have some big news to celebrate, or these sorts of things. It's really easy to show up when you are only going to say stuff that will make people love you. Like your Oprah, right? Here's all this new stuff. Look how cool we are, right? I don't think that that's the way that we want to do it. We want to show up every day, listening, talking, sharing the things that are problematic, what we want to do about them, all of that sort of stuff. Maybe my community strategy is wrong, but that's the way that we want to do it. One last question. Hey, Durrell, again. Before I buy the game. All right, I'm going to sell you the game, but only buy it if you actually, I'm not going to lie to you. Okay, so you can ask me any question you want. One last question before I buy the game. Since you're convinced, I've convinced you to buy it. Lol, okay, this is going to be easy. Do we get matched up by our skill or by our levels? In challenge mode, you'll actually get matched up based on your item level. Over time, I think what we'll see is that a lot of the really high skill players will kind of run away into higher leagues. So there'll be a higher concentration of people that you will matchmake with at lower item levels that are around your skill level. So I think while we're not matchmaking by skill, directly. I think a secondary effect is that you will be match made with people of similar skill. But like that's actually something very interesting to look at in the future. It's theoretically possible that we could look at skill metrics in the future. People might have seen fellowship logs as something that Archon have already made. So I'm not saying that good logs are always good skill, right? We're not going to get into that. But we are tracking metrics that could be perceived, or we could look at them as certain skill-based metrics. Oh wow, the queue, lol. I only ever had a 1 minute queue. Yeah, actually, you can actually kind of queue dodge if you want to go on the Europe servers. We are currently 72.6% full on Europe. Go on Europe if you want to dodge the queue. It'll still work great for you, I'm pretty sure. Who, in your opinion, is the best healer? We're seeing both at the high levels. I don't think it's necessarily something you need to worry about. I've seen both of them represented very high up. As far as raids go, what are you looking at time-wise? We have no time for raids. What are the character customization options? So it's basically your gear that's going to change the way that you look, and we'll be adding a lot of cosmetics and that sort of stuff into the game over time. Any plans on male, female, different races, etc.? So Konnichiwa, we're going to be following something that's much more akin to what you'd expect from a MOBA. Rather than creating like multiple hero models for each hero, we'd rather be using that time to create new heroes. That's not to say in the future, like, I mean, I like the way that Dota, for example, has handled it with certain personas and arcanas and that sort of stuff. So, like, for example, the anti-mage persona acts as basically a complete reskin of anti-mage. Phantom Assassin has a persona. Technically, Invoker has a persona where you change into a tiny child. Pudge has a persona where you're like a doll. There's probably other ones. But we don't plan to add, like, gender options for each hero. It's not a good use of our time. We would rather add more heroes. Crystal Maiden persona is goated. Yeah, so you can be a Crystal Wolf. That's sick. Love the game. As far as a release cadence for new heroes, what is your team aiming for? It's very early days just yet. It'll just depend on quality. We want to push the quality as much as we can. We're not going to rush out heroes, but I think people will be happy with how often we will be able to release them. We'll see. I mean, when did we release early access? Thursday? So it's not been very long. I'm gonna add any shape-shifting heroes. Actually, fun fact, Mara did have some shape-shifting capabilities at one point. She had some kind of panther type stuff in there. We decided to remove that. It wasn't quite working the way we intended. We'll come back to that in the future. Shape-shifting stuff would be cool. What's your favorite character design that you've already implemented, and whose toolkit do you personally like? I really like Mako. I don't have a favorite. This is like diplomatic. I like different parts of each hero. I really like Tariq's swing timer mechanics. That's really fun, dynamic gameplay once you especially get procs on certain things. Gonna add furry characters more so than Sylvie. I mean, Sylvie's cute. People love it. Why wouldn't we keep going with that? Hey, Retromation. Good to see you. What is your favorite in development character that you're not supposed to tell us about? Yeah, you're not gonna get me with that. Fun though. Who coined the Ardeos click idea? It's very satisfying. I don't actually know who to blame for that, or who to thank for that. I feel like if you're playing Ardeos, it's the most satisfying thing in the world, though I think for some people, it can get kind of annoying, but I'm not mad at it. Tarika's crazy fun, especially when you take the 50% increased attack speed. Boom! Lots of heavy swings if you can smash them in. What's your developer count? We're about 35 people. So a little baby team. Just a baby. Oh, I was only going to stream for 2 hours. What the hell? It's been 2.5 hours. I need to go do some other stuff. I haven't eaten lunch. Did Helena's chain pool get removed? Yes. Are you hiring? No, right now. How do you plan on monetizing this game long term? Just via initial purchases? Upfront cost and then vanity stuff. Cosmetics only. How seasons will work? We'll get to that soon. We'll have more details coming on that soon. No pay to win? Pay for heroes? No. No pay to win. No like paywalled heroes or content or time savers or anything of that. We just want to keep it simple. If you only want to buy the game for its box price, go ahead. You'll never have to buy anything else. If you want to support us and you want to look pretty, you can absolutely do that. And there's also like cosmetics as well that you can just unlock in game. We don't want people to only be able to get cosmetics if they pay for them. We just want to add options for people if they do want to support us by buying cosmetics. And we have 3 supporters packs available now. I don't usually plug those at all. Europe is going to sleep. So the Europe servers are 68.5% full. Hong Kong is 44.7% full. So if you're in the US and on the West Coast, I would go to Asia. And if you're on the East Coast, I would go to Europe. Go to bed, Baldnut Boy. Okay. I love hanging out with everyone all day, but I need to stop and finish some stuff, and then I can come back to y'all tomorrow, maybe. We'll see. We'll get like a proper streaming schedule up and running at some point, but I just kind of want to be here whenever I can for now. So make sure you are following the channel, maybe have notifications on, that sort of thing. That'd be cool too. Who is in the fellowship category right now? Okay. Do you know who was in chat before that I remember? Lady Bun Buns, and she seemed nice. So we're gonna go raid Lady Bun Buns, go and say hi, and have a great rest of your stream. Rest of your day, and enjoy her stream. Okay? Catch you later, everyone. Have a good one. See you soon. Bye. Oh, wait. I said bye, and it's actually going to happen in 10 seconds. See ya.
This is actually my first, but from what our dear friend Fothinder said, this, and mind you, I've never played World of Warcraft ever. This is like the dungeon aspect of the gosh, what did he